my feelings. I feel twofold about the Million Women's March. The majority of me feels the way that you just expressed. Like, this was a wonderful thing, and I do not want to take away from what an awesome moment this was. People were speaking up, they were fighting for their right, and there was so much support. You know, the LGBT community showed up, men showed up, obviously women showed up, and women of all colors, shapes, and sizes showed up. And I think that is a wonderful, wonderful, awesome, amazing thing. Again, nothing taking away from that. But when I opened my Instagram that day, one reaction was, how many people were there for the gram? I had, and I hate saying it, I hate having conversations like this, but again, we have this platform, I have a responsibility to say something. Social media was alight with people protesting, saying like, not my PUSSY. Again, more power to you. I am happy. I've always said I'm not the type of person who protests in the streets. I rather be inside an institution and break it down that way. There's a saying in The Butler, which I always bring up, and I've probably brought up on the show before. There's a son who's a Black Panther. He's mad at his dad for being a butler. He's like, oh, you're serving the white man. He's like, no, I'm breaking down stereotypes from inside the White House, son. You're fighting from the outside. Both are needed. I think I was under the impression that there were less people willing to be out on the streets and willing to be on the front line than there were. And back in, what month was that when we were dealing with Alton Sterling and...
Back, that was summertime.
Yeah, so we were out here, I mean, begging for allies. Begging. To the point where I thought it needed to be explained, right? Like, okay, well, maybe people don't know how to be an ally. And I remember having a meeting with, it was a bunch of millennial women, and we were discussing, because it was the week of the Alton Sterling shooting, and I remember everyone genuinely was heartbroken. There wasn't a disconnect there. I think on a human level, people empathized. But there was a lack of action, and I remember one of the girls speaking up and saying, you know, I think that white women want to participate in this lady. Well, she was a white young lady. And she said, we don't know how to help. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna do a show on how to help. Right? But then there's a Million Women's March, and when your vagina's involved, all of a sudden you know exactly what to do. Exactly what to do. You show up, you go out to the streets, you post all on social media, you let everyone know that you are not okay with this. And man, I mean, and that's a wonderful thing. And I don't know, am I articulating this correctly?
You are.
Okay, because I don't want to, it is not my intention to offend anybody or even to chastise anyone, but like, this is just, okay, you've proven now, not just white women, but like women everywhere have proven that we know how to lace up. We know how to show up. We know how to post on social media for injustice, right? So now it is the expectation that you show up for women of color and our various issues, right? Because women of color are supporting white feminism. If you haven't heard that before, basically it's that feminism tends to be a bit exclusionary, and I think it's like that not by design, but just kind of sometimes it defaults to that. If you're a white woman, a lot of the issues you have as a female are the only issues you have, because you still have white privilege. And that's, I mean, excluding if you're disabled or part of the LGBTQ community. But if you're, let's just say you're a white woman and you're like, hey, wait, I have unequal pay, the patriarchy is keeping me down, and this is how I'm oppressed. That's great. I mean, that's not great. We're gonna work on that, but sometimes it feels like, so for a woman of color, that is definitely an issue, and it is a battle, but it's not the entire war. For a white woman, it's their entire war. So and they leave out the other battle. So sometimes it feels like when you're talking to our white female counterparts about an issue that we're dealing with as a person of color, it's like you go to the doctor and you have two major health issues. I mean, they're major, both can kill you. And they're like, okay, let's just take care of the one. And they're equally as bad. They're both just as bad. And then you die a week later and they're like, well, we took care of the one problem. Yeah, but I had the other problem too that was just as likely to kill me. You gotta treat both issues. We are not afforded, the privilege as people of color, to pick and choose between our identities. I am both female and a person of color, always. Each and every part of each and every day. That is who I am, and those are the battles that I have to fight. And I can't say, okay, well, today I'm gonna be a woman and tomorrow I'm going to be black. I can't do that. So I just think from here on out, we expect support on all ends. We support you, and it is our battle too. But we need your support too. That's, and men included in that, because some men showed up for the Millions Women's March, and I think that is wonderful. Men of all groups show up for your black counterparts, for your Latin American counterparts, for your Muslim counterparts. I mean, we all need help, and humanity needs to be the thing that binds us together, not just your specific category of oppression.